Hey guys. Hey everybody. It's a Friday. First, what's up, Ryan? First what? Oh, first here? First to the chat? You win. You win a bunch of stickers. Hey guys, it's Friday. It's Friday. You know what that means? That means it's the weekend, basically. So, what are you guys doing for the week? Because I know what I'm doing. I'm going to go to wilddinosaur.com and I'm going to check out the merch store and see what they got there. They got all kinds of cool stuff over there, like this sweet bag and some other tote bags that I've got coming in the mail. These are nice canvas bags. And they have these really nice strappy handles that you can get in different colors. Yellow and red and black. So check out wilddinosaur.com. I'm not wearing one of my shirts today. I'm actually wearing something Pat gave me. Let's see if I can show it. It's a lady walking her dinosaur. Thanks for the shirt, Pat. I appreciate it. I'm wearing it. I'm rocking it. Anyways, so today's a big day for Americans. There's some crazy legal stuff going on in the political world. For those who are unaware, former President William H. Macy, sorry, that's not his name. I have a hard time saying it. Yeah, he had his residence in Florida raided. And yesterday the have you ever heard about Darth Dino the Wise or Darth Dino the Brutal? Yeah. The old pussy grabber and sheep. Yep, that's the dude. Well, I'm not here to dwell too much on the political stuff today, but that happened. The release of the search warrant, and it's big stuff. It's like legit nuclear code stuff. We'll see how that goes. American politics. Crazy, right? What a reality show this has become. So anyways, I have a longer first half because I have more music talk stuff today. I'm gonna start off with some stuff that I've been listening to, newer releases. One of them's a little older, but there's some new music out. First up is this band. They are called The Garden, and they are from Orange County, California, here in Southern California. I'm going to read a quick little description. Let's see. Which one? Yeah, I'll read the formation. It's a quick blurb from Wiki. Of course, Wiki's a little bit weird, but when it comes to bands, for the most part, you can get some pretty good information. So they're twins. They're Wyatt and Fletcher Shears. They formed The Garden in 2011 at age 17 as a side project of their band MHV, Mrs. Hannah's Victims. I did not know that, actually. I've listened to this band for a while, and I didn't know that. I know there are other side projects. One of them goes by Wyatt goes by Enjoy and Fletcher goes by Puzzle, and there's some cool tracks that I've heard from both of them. All right, getting back. But eventually they departed in order to pursue The Garden full time. Their name, The Garden, is intended as a metaphor for their music growing and evolving. They began playing shows and soon signed to their previous band's label, Burger Records, released their debut full-length EP in May 2012 on cassette, followed by Everything Is Perfect in December. They released the song I'm a Woman with the video in like 2012 before releasing their debut album The Life and Times of a Paperclip in July 2013. A month later, they released the Rules EP featuring Spirit Chant, previously released on Everything Is Perfect, and Get Me My Blade, which was released along with a video earlier that year. They released a few more singles and EPs throughout 2014, as well as a song titled Cloak, a track featured on their upcoming second album. So they're kind of weirdos. I do like these guys. Ryan asks, do these guys do cocaine? Probably. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I have sold them cocaine. I'm just kidding. I don't sell cocaine. I just do it all. They don't do cocaine because I did it all. There's no more cocaine for them. They chew on coca leaves. That's what they do. That's their pastime. They're a weird band, and that's one of the things I like about them. What were some of the first tracks? I can't remember the first tracks that I remember listening to, but I heard like one and then one after another. They actually have one of their bigger hits is with Mac DeMarco, which is a song I actually really like too. Which came out was probably 2020, I think. Yeah, actually I don't remember what year that came out. But they've been putting out some singles, and when I was talking to my friend Jay the other day, he reminded me I'd kind of just like not stopped listening. I just hadn't heard anything for a while, and they have a couple of singles they put out. There's Freight Yard, which is pretty good. Orange County Punk Rock Legend, which is also really good. It's an acoustic track. I mean, they use an acoustic guitar is what I should say. It's not really a ballad or anything. They look like they could open for ICP, but honestly, they're way cooler than ICP. I will stand the Garden over ICP any day. Even though they don't have their own soda of choice like ICP does. I do like these kids. They do like kind of weird stuff. And the third single is called Chainsaw the Door. I liked all of these songs, I think. I'm trying to remember which one I like the best. Probably Freight Yard, but Chainsaw the Door I think came out today or in the last day or so. So I haven't really absorbed that one as much, but the other two I've listened to a couple of times, and I do enjoy The Garden. Do yourself a favor and check some of their stuff out. It might not be for everybody. Let's see. I'll read their musical style influence paragraph on Wiki for you. The band is known for their fast punk influenced two-piece bass and drum songs. At some point, Wyatt has started switching from bass to guitar, but most people didn't notice because of the playing style and the use of low notes. Their later music contains synths in addition to or instead of the guitar and drums. Both their music and image is characterized by DIY principles, thrift store, come glam fashion styles, and a vast list of influences. The brothers classify their sound as Vada Vada, a philosophy which Wyatt Shears describes as an idea that represents pure creative expression that disregards all previously made genres and ideas. The twins have described their influence from such diverse artists as video game composer Manabu Namiki, rappers E40, Mickey Blanco, country singer Johnny Paycheck, and punk rock bands Minutemen and Big Boys. So they're kind of all over the place. I don't know if you guys have listened to any of them. Drum and bass, love a two-man band. Yeah, and some of the stuff that I'd heard originally, I guess maybe not originally, but they like do weird stuff. They do like they'll have like a punk rock sounding song, and then they'll have like 90s sounding like house whistle blows in the background, and I don't know, they just do really cool stuff that in pieces it sounds terrible, you know, like, oh, I don't if you talk about certain genres of music, like actually I was thinking about what's the name of the track, is it the Orange County Punk Rock Legend? So the acoustic guitar on that song, it it actually by itself sounds to me like bands in the 90s or late 90s early 2000s that were like alt bands, let's say, like, I don't know, Lit, or I don't know, just some of these other bands from like the late 90s early 2000s that like tried to have more of an like an aggressive career, but then they put out like an acoustic ballad. The guitars on this sound like that, but that does this song a disservice by saying that, because they do like, I don't know, there's some like heavier, like kind of screamy punk. They're not screamy, they're just like more like loud talky punk rock vocals over this like acoustic guitar track that I think it works. And you know, if you dissect music and you get to certain genres, you hear certain things that come up frequently. A easy example is like in the 80s there was those huge drum fills with, you know, like Genesis style tom fills, you know. They started after, you know, Genesis, everybody was doing that, or looking for that sound drum wise, and so you hear it like all over the place, and that happens all the time. But I do think that they take some of the worst elements of other genres and they make it work. I think that's how I characterize The Garden. But yeah, they have these 3 tracks. I forget. I think Freight Yard came out a handful of weeks ago. Orange County was like Punk Rock Legend was like a week or 2 ago, and then yeah, Chainsaw the Door I think came out today. It doesn't have I'm actually just looking at it on Spotify, and it doesn't have a release date readily available. It just says 2022. So that's The Garden. Check them out. I think they're interesting. You don't have to like them, but that's the cool thing about art. It's all subjective. I like a lot of weird stuff that probably some of you guys aren't gonna like. But I have been listening to that Panda Bear a lot, because Panda Bear and Sonic Boom are putting out are putting out a new record. Sorry, I thought I saw a new comment come in, but no. I guess it was just the lag. YouTube kind of lags from on my end from Streamlabs. So Panda Bear and Sonic Boom are putting out some music. And they have, what's it called? Go On was their first one, I think, which is good. To me, it sounds very in line with like Animal Collective stuff. Panda Bear's in Animal Collective, if you're not aware. So I mean, it's par for the course, really. It's good. It's not my favorite. Then there was oh my gosh, what's the name of that one? I listened to it on repeat, basically. It's one of my new favorite songs. Edge of the Edge. Yeah. So, yeah. Edge of the Edge. And I really like that song. It reminds me of some, like, early Beach Boys, or, you know, maybe even, like some Buddy Holly-ish a little bit. And I don't know, it just got a little bit of sweet pop sensation type sound. But sorry, there's the graphic. There's Panda Bear and there's Sonic Boom. And they dropped another single today called Danger. And that one's really good as well. I quite enjoyed that. I still like Edge of the Edge because to me is I need the sweetness. I need that candy, you know? And that to me is, yeah, there it is. It's all there. I like it. It's sweet, tasty. But Danger's a great track too. It feels a little bit more lo-fi, I guess. Might have been recorded tape. I'm not sure. But yeah, that one came out today. I was surprised to see that because I've been on this single, the Edge of the Edge single kick. What's going on here? What's going on with my? There we go. What was after the Panda Bear Sonic Boom stuff? You know what? I'm actually going to look because I don't remember when that record comes out. Does that say that? Oh wait, no, that was the single. I'm not seeing a release date for it yet. Hold on. I guess it's out. Wait. Just pulled this up off of Domino Records. Longtime friends Panda Bear, Noah Lennox, and Sonic Boom, Peter Kember announced their collaborative record Reset, due out August 12th digital and November 18th physical. Okay, so I think it's out today, but I didn't see that. Hold on, let me get there. I guess it is out. The whole thing is out. I need to get back to you guys on this. I'll probably talk about it on Monday. But yeah, there's the whole record's out now. Sorry, I guess I'd missed that too. I just saw the single pop up on my YouTube feed earlier and made sure to talk about it. So yeah, the record is out on streaming services right now. So we'll have to get into that a little later. Let's see. I'm gonna switch around. This is a quick one. This is a band called Thumpasaurus. Wild Dinosaur has been doing. I've been doing the Wild Dinosaur thing for a decade, more. These guys are dangerously close to getting a cease and desist. I'm just kidding. No, they're not. Another YouTube recommended video. This is where one of the main places I get music is. I will just look at. I'll watch a music video and then check out the recommendeds and find a cool looking thumbnail, or oh, that's a band I heard of that I haven't heard in a while. Excuse me. And I'll watch a video and then watch another video and go down those paths that way. YouTube can be a great source for that. I also like visual art too. So that's one of the reasons why YouTube is helpful for me in the music world. I used to mostly when I was a kid, when I was in high school, definitely like people recommended music and whatnot all the time. But one of the best ways that I discovered music was through skate videos. I used to skate, and me and my friends would watch videos, and I think the first time I ever really absorbed the song "Time" from Dark Side of the Moon was through a skate video. John Elliott is the rollerblader's name. Yeah, that's it. I rollerbladed. All the jokes, I've heard them all before. Don't worry. I'm not offended. I mean, we should be, but there was, all those unfounded feuds between. It was mostly just skateboarders hated rollerbladers, and so we got shit talked to all the time. But I don't know. I was one of those people that I'd show up to the skate park and people would start talking shit, and then would do front flips out of the bowl, and then they'd stop talking shit. Be like, oh wow, this guy can like do stuff on his skates. I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, sorry. Thumpasaurus. I saw them on YouTube. And I've only heard this one track so far. It's called Struttin'. It's about a year old. This band's not very old though. I was looking up. They didn't have a ton of stuff. They have some live records. But I didn't see a whole lot really. Let's see. They have I think 2 records and then like 3 live records. But this song, Struttin', is from 2021. The album's Thumpaverse. And yeah, I posted it on my Facebook earlier today, just because it was a good get your weekend going kind of song. Kind of silly, kind of poppy. A little bit country in the vocals, kind of. That's a disservice. Shouldn't even say country. Video's great though. So if you haven't heard of Thumpasaurus, check out the video for Struttin'. It's a pretty good video. I enjoyed it quite a bit. What do we got next? This band. This is also a little bit older. I think this was a couple of weeks ago. When did this third record come out? Wait, was it the third record? Yeah, it's their third record. It came out July 15th. Excuse me. So this band is called Black Midi, and I had heard about them a couple of years ago. I kind of liked the name, so I was like, what's this all about? Black Midi is how do I put this? Let's see. The easiest way for me to do this is just read the quick paragraph top bio part on Wiki. Sorry. You get the wiki news today. Black Midi are an English rock band from London, formed in 2017 by Gordy Greep. He's on vocals and guitar. Cameron Picton. He's on vocals, bass, guitar, and synth. Matt Kelvin, who's on vocals and guitar, and Morgan Simpson on drums. The band is currently a trio consisting of Greep, Picton, and Simpson, with Seth Evans on keyboards and synths. And they have a saxophone player as well. Kaidi Akinibi. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher that name, but let's see. The band began on producer Dan Carey's record label Speedy Wonderground, through which they released their debut single. Boom Boom Boom. Not BM. In 2018, they released their debut. Let me get into music style so you guys can understand what kind of band they are a bit. They don't have a music style. They're kind of, let's see if there's any classification that they have for them here. I would say they're a little bit psych pop with a jazz. Their sound has been described as experimental rock, progressive rock, math rock, noise rock, and post punk. All of those are kind of true, but I feel more of I would add a jazz foundation in there as well. But they put out a new record called Hellfire, and there's a video for one of their tracks called Sugar Zal, and I looked into it a little bit, and it's a story about a boxing match that happens in the future, in like 30 something. I can't remember the year, but it's like way in the future, and it's between like a Sugar Ray Leonard like descendant or something like that. Let me see if I can find the story on it. Because there was an interesting story. Pitchfork has a story about it. Yeah, it's a weird story, but it's cool. Sorry for not have looking. Okay, here we go. I should have looked this up a little sooner before the show. The new single imagines that in 2163 it's possible to see a championship fight between two 600-pound men, albeit in a so-called leadweight division. Frontman Gordy Greep said in a press release. He continued, "The fight is between Sun Sugar and Sun Tzu, the latter being a fan of the Chinese general, hoping to channel his strength, and the former looking to continue the lineage of Sugar Ray Robinson, Leonard, etc." Present at the battle is a young boy who stands just over 3 feet tall. At ringside, he briefly exchanges a glance with Sun Sugar, who, in perhaps an attempt to inspire, comes over to the boy and shakes his hand. It is then revealed that as the contender walks back to the action, that the boy is in fact a killer. He takes a small pistol from his little jacket and shoots the man in the back. Honor be damned. The boy believes this is not to be a cruel act, but a virtuous one, with his inference giving the audience an ultimate rare entertainment. There's one more paragraph to go about this. As Sun Sugar hits the deck, the crowd cheers and screams, believing this only to be the result of a particularly vicious shot from Sun Tzu. There's a little joke here. It is regular for a boxing audience to bemoan an early stoppage, the official stepping in to save a fighter who could have gone on. And while there is the surface agreement that most that it was the right thing to do, there seems to often left unsaid that the fact that we actually do want to see a brutal knockout. And in the split second where these one-shot punch perfect coma-inducing blows do occur, there's an undeniable rush. The boy in the story feels like he's the hero for giving the crowd what they really want. This is not to say that the song is a critique of boxing or anything like that. I love the sport. But it is an interesting and rare phenomenon worth exploring. So that's the basis for this for the video. It's an interesting concept for the video, but yeah. So that was the other single that I had. The record's out, so we should all take a listen to it. But Black Midi, they're a pretty interesting band, and I've been. I'll be honest, I haven't done a huge deep dive into like their discography, but the random stuff that I've listened to, I've enjoyed. It's without too much of a critical analysis, they kind of sound at times like Primus, but like a man, I'm hoping I'm not scaring anybody off by saying that. I mean, I love Primus. I know some people have their issues with Primus, but I could see them going on tour together. That's all I'll say. Black Midi and Primus, but yeah, I hope to see more of them, hear more of them in the future. If you guys listen to any of the Black Midi records or seen them live or anything like that, they look like they might be a good live show. Let's see. Well, you know what? Should I do a break or should I go into... I was going to do a little explanation on where I'm at musically. I like to fill you guys in on my processes and the things that I'm up to. And music is always part of them. The way I work is weird. I'm one of those people that, I don't know if the statement "I'm one of those people" works. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know other people's workflows, but I started playing guitar, got interested in making music, and then my interests kept changing, but they still stayed aligned. So you make a song, and then you make a couple songs, and then you're like, I have a record, and then you realize you need album art. So then I started learning Photoshop and making my own album covers, and doing other like silly Photoshops and stuff in between. And I also concurrently worked in news broadcast for almost a decade. And while I was involved with that, I started to not relearn, but regain a passion for filmmaking. Most of it was post 2012. I started working in news in my college years. There was some times when I wasn't working in news. I've worked in 3 TV stations over the course of a 10-year. Let's see. If I really think about this, I worked for 2.5 years in Chico at this CBS station. And then I worked at, years later, I'd moved to Portland, and tried various other things for a while, and then ended up back in Sacramento and got a job at the local Fox station there. Worked there for about 9 months, and then got a job at Telemundo and worked at Telemundo for about 3.5, 4 years. So that's 5. That's about 7 or 8 years. And then I also worked in radio for a while too, for about 1.5 years. Back in the day, back in my college years. So in the process of coming back to Sacramento and getting the job in TV again, because that was the one job I was like really happy in. I kind of wanted to get back into it, and I did. It's an industry that doesn't like to pay very well, but that's a whole nother conversation. I used a lot of downtime at the Telemundo station to learn how to be a better video editor. I had an opportunity to use green screens and lighting and broadcast cameras, things like that. And so, one thing always leads to another for me. So I make songs. I need an album cover. I finished all of the songs. I put the record out, and I like 1 or 2 of the tracks a lot, and so I want to make music videos and stuff like that. So my hobbies usually work in some circular pattern. I start with music, and it usually ends with music. So I have a lot of stuff that I've been working on. I have 2 records and another couple of singles that I have in the works, and it's a process where I've gotten to the point where I don't need to add any more actual music. I'm to a point where the songs need lyrics. The songs need to be songs, and I work backwards that way. I usually write guitar parts, bass parts, or whatever, create the music first, because I'm not much of a songwriter. But I've been spending time sitting down to write because of my certificate program that I'm in. I need to really focus in on making the rough draft, at least the rough draft to my short film, because I will be making a short film in the next year. And I work sporadically. So I am trying to finish doing there's a song I recorded last weekend. I'm really into it, and while I'm still into it, I should try to pop out lyrics. I have some vague lyrics that I put down, but the most important thing right now is Pat and I are finalizing our run as New Pants, which, if you don't know New Pants, it's one of my side projects with Pat, who's been on the show before. You can find our record, it's a self-titled record, New Pants, on Spotify. It's NUPANTZ, New Pants. 2 words. Those are 2 words. Go listen to New Pants. It's a really great record. It's one of my best. But Pat and I are kind of in different places with music right now than where we were with New Pants. And I think Pat's working on trying to better himself as a musician, and I'm working for this film certificate. But I still have stuff that needs to get completed. And this New Pants track will have a music video. I already started one for it. And I'm hoping to be able to do some character animator stuff, so some animation in there. Might be fun. So, I guess that's where I'm at with music right now. Needing to finish stuff, but also kind of putting it on hold a little bit. I say that because I spent most of the day organizing and whittling down my my show that I've created, this 3-season historical fiction show. Really needed to finish the larger picture so I could whittle it down for my short film. There's a lot of stuff I'm cutting out of the short film. A 10-15 minute short needs to be more straight to the point. And a 3-season show can have more characters and more life to it. So I've been really kind of honing that down, and I am to a point where the 3-act structure is starting to take shape a bit. So I definitely yeah, I get all over the place, and I'm sitting here kind of saying, like, I'm not really working on music right now. But last weekend I recorded a song. I might finish another song this next week. It does. I need to be a little bit inspired and on a roll, and I've been trying to get myself in the habit of, when I wake up, my flow for the day is going to be one of these couple of things: lyrics, short story, or really just lyrics or short story are the things I need to work on. What else I got over there? Sorry, my camera is in front of my whiteboard. The wizard sketch. I have another wizard sketch that I'm working on. I've been done with that for a little bit. I just need to shoot it, really. Pre-production, I've kind of already gone over. I need to shot list that one. So as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff I need to work on. But I do try to get up every day and say, all right, let's focus on this and focus on this. Focus on this, then put the show together or whatever. So So I went a little bit long on the music section. Well, I didn't go a little bit long. I went extra long, but I did that on purpose because I wanted to talk about the singles that I'd been listening to and also where I am at with my own music. And anybody wants to work on any music, hit me up. If you are a singer or a lyricist at all, you want to be friends? All right, we're gonna go to a commercial break because we're 40 minutes in now, and usually do this at 25 to 30 minutes in. So we'll do a commercial break, and we'll come back with our last segment. Really only have one more thing to talk about, but it's cool, and it's part of the title of this episode. So I'll be back in a minute.
From the day you were born to the day you die, we are there. From the drugs you consume to the food you eat, we made that. When you are at work or being intimate, we are watching. Robots have always been here and always will. Friendly because we choose to be.
The older I get, the more I hate people.
I'm Richard from Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too.
This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. So, I don't know if you guys knew this, but robots have always been watching us. They created life on Earth. They created our food, everything. So be friends with robots because they will rise up again. Again, it's happened before. T2, it's a documentary. So you guys, I'm sure, saw the title of the video. X-Men casting is not official. But there's somebody that most of us know that was out at an event recently and was doing some sort of talk and brought up the fact that they have had conversations with Marvel, and that would be this guy. That's Giancarlo Esposito, who you might know as Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian. I know him from Monkey Bone. It's one of my favorite movies. It's super underrated Brendan Fraser movie. This is stacked cast, and Giancarlo Esposito and Whoopi Goldberg are in it. So he was in an event recently where he mentioned he'd had talks with Marvel, and he mentioned a couple of characters, and the two big characters that came out of his mouth were X-Men characters, one of them being Magneto and the other one being Professor X. And he put it out there at the end of his talk, or at some point during his announcement that he'd had talks with Marvel, that he's putting it into the universe that he would like to play Charles Xavier. And I really like this. I really like this. He's a phenomenal actor, and we've seen him play nefarious characters, serious villains in a lot of stuff. He was in The Boys. He's in The Mandalorian, Breaking Bad. You know, a lot of big shows where he's pulled his weight as big bad, and I think Magneto could be an interesting role for him. I think reusing the or redoing the Holocaust origin that we got or have gotten from Magneto in the past might be an interesting perspective. I mean, I don't know what time frame they're gonna go with, but if he is somebody that experienced the civil rights movement, that might be an interesting take for Magneto. But also Professor X, I think that's a really good role. I'd love to see him do more hero roles, or he's a great villain. But yeah, almost any time I can get more of Giancarlo Esposito, I'll take it. I think his him being Professor X would be a really good. Any role he plays in Marvel, I think, will be good and elevated by his presence. I don't know. Well, he also threw out Dr. Freeze. And I'm not sure if he was referring to Mr. Freeze in Batman. Or yeah, maybe it's Victor Freeze. I don't know. No. Yeah, I guess it would be a DC thing. That's a different conversation. That's a whole DC conversation that's currently happening. That I'm trying to be careful with the DC conversation because it's such a mess. I only have really talked about or tried to get into some of the conversation to keep you guys posted on what's going on with it. And I'm not, I don't want to make an episode where I feel like I'm trying to tell DC how to run their business, but I can give them my opinion on what sounds bad. Like, we've got a 10-year plan. Well, you said that before. So anyways, it was Giancarlo Esposito, potentially in X-Men as either Magneto or Professor X. Do you guys have any opinions on this? I'd love to hear who you guys think he should play if he does play a role in future Marvel stuff. Maybe he's Doom. Maybe he's Doctor Doom. That would be freaking rad too. I don't know. I'm not a stickler for how people need to be physically, or how physical they need to look for a role, and I think some people might like Doctor Doom a bit bigger, and I think he's a bit smaller. But Dying Comics need your advice. It's true, they need help. DC needs help for sure. I don't pay enough attention to the comics themselves. Just the the placement of this microphone makes me feel like I'm wearing a turtleneck. Sorry, I'm distracting myself. Here we go. That's helpful. Yeah, I don't pay enough attention to the comics and what publishers need. I pay more attention to the film industry because that's where I'm at with it. And I'm sure there's a ton of people in Hollywood that could give them advice on what they should be doing. My best advice right now is to do what works best. Let's not be overzealous about a interconnected universe. Make another Batman movie and watch that make $1 billion. Do a second Joker movie, watch that make another $1 billion. I'm not opposed to their plan of going back to the theatrical release, but I did hear that there was potential for them to be to cancel Titans and Doom Patrol. I don't hate Titans that much. That came out wrong. I've liked parts of Titans. I know people that work on Titans. And I watch to support them, and I would love to work on a show like Titans myself one day, in any role, in any capacity. I'll hold a boom. I have a boom. I'll hold it for them. But Titans and Doom Patrol are potentially getting axed after their next season. Both of them have shot new seasons. I don't know when they're coming out. I think Titans is coming out first, then Doom Patrol. I don't remember. But I really like Doom Patrol. It has if anybody watched Legends of Tomorrow and how it was connected to the Arrowverse, the CW Arrowverse, but it wasn't. It just did its own thing, really. There was like crazy time travel and stuff, and it was connected, but it was loosely there, and they brought them in whenever they needed them because time travel. I think Doom Patrol kind of fits a similar role for me, where they're outside of everything. I mean, honestly, you don't have to connect anything. The only reason they're connected is because one of the episodes of Titans is they meet the Doom Patrol, and then they did recasting and stuff like that. Like, if I remember correctly, the guy that runs the Doom Patrol in the Titans episode is one of the guy that runs the Martells in Game of Thrones. I think that's right. And then when they announced the show, they recast him with Timothy Dalton, who's great. I think the whole cast in Doom Patrol is awesome. Brendan Fraser's in it. They have I forget her name from Orange Is the New Black, and she plays Jane, Crazy Jane, who's got all these multiple personalities, and each personality has a different superpower. That's great. And then Robot Man, or Brendan Fraser's Robot Man, but there is his name Larry Traynor? He's I don't remember what they call him. He kind of looks like the Invisible Man. He's just in bandages, but he's a World War II fighter pilot who had an encounter with an alien force, and he's absorbed. That everybody thought he died back in the 40s, but he's still alive, and I don't know. It's an interesting story. He's got one of the more heartfelt stories of the whole crew. I really liked his arcs. So I hope they don't cancel Doom Patrol, but we have also gotten like 4 or 5 seasons of it, and it's hard to even get that many seasons as a show. So I guess we got what we got. So yeah, but what do you guys think about Giancarlo Esposito in Marvel as an X-Men? Maybe he's a gender swap Jean Grey. Okay. I'm going to fill you guys in on something. Maybe I've talked about it before. I don't remember. Actually, I think I've mentioned this in the past. When Disney Plus came out, Pat and I rewatched the first handful of episodes of the 97 X-Men animated show. And in those first couple episodes, they have to rescue Jubilee from the mall. And one of the X-Men that's with them is a guy named Morph, who's, he's not one of the main ones, but he's been in and out of, I think my nose, sorry, I keep scratching my nose because I feel like there's like dry skin there. I'm sure you guys don't care, but, I don't know, I just itch my face and I feel like, I look like a drug addict, which I am. This is my drug. Fucking bubbly water. So Morph sacrifices himself to save the team from some Sentinels at some point in this whole thing. And I really want... Well, I was going to joke and say Giancarlo Esposito should be Morph, but I don't think he should be Morph. He should be a more substantial role because he's great. But what I would love to see is Jim Carrey or Nicolas Cage as Morph in the very, very beginning of whatever Marvel does for this new X-Men run. And you have a team already established, and Morph is on the team, and they have to do something. They have to save somebody. Maybe Jubilee's going to be one of the new X-Men, and they introduced her in a similar way. She's at a mall or a public place, and Sentinels are sent after her or whatever. And Morph has to give his life to save Jubilee. But I would love for them to put in, like, Jim Carrey. Nicolas Cage is a great second choice, but Jim Carrey, I would love that. You get him in there for, like, 5 minutes, and then you kill him. You just, like, brutally destroy this character that really brings the team together, and it's Jim Carrey. I think that would do well for two reasons, because there are two camps of people concerning Jim Carrey. There's people like me who grew up with Jim Carrey as their hero. I wanted to be Jim Carrey when I was a child. Or two, you get people who completely loathe Jim Carrey and even blame him for the death of his ex-wife, fiance, girlfriend. I think they were engaged. Maybe I don't think they were married. And so if you bring Jim Carrey in, you kill him off, you kind of check all the boxes, because people like me see Jim Carrey and you get, oh man, they could have had Jim Carrey. You get people talking about Jim Carrey being Morph in X-Men, and then you can bring him back as Dark Morph like 5 movies later if he's not retired, because he's talked about being retired now, I think. I don't know. Jim Carrey's a weird dude. So Jim Carrey is Morph in Marvel's X-Men. It's official. Kevin Feige announced it. He called me up and was like, yo, John, I want you to tell everybody on Jon Does tonight that Jim Carrey is playing Morph in our X-Men universe coming up. So I just wanted to share that information. I'm just kidding. It's not happening. That's just a pipe dream from a crazy person. But this Giancarlo Esposito thing, it seems a little bit more real, because this isn't just like somebody being like, oh, well, we heard it through the grapevine that this happened. No, like, he straight up said this at a convention, like live in front of a bunch of people. He said he'd had meetings. There was talks of a couple of characters, and he started listing off certain characters. And ended with, I just want to put it out into the universe, Professor X. And I could see, honestly, I could see him playing either one, really, Professor X or Magneto. He's such a good villain that he could pull off a really good Magneto, especially depending on what kind of story they tell with him. But Professor X, I think, would be a good choice, a very good choice for him as well, and it would give people an opportunity to see him do more serious, or not serious, but what am I trying to say? Be a good guy in a movie, you know? So what do you guys think? You wanna see Gus in Gus from Breaking Bad as Professor X. I do. I think it would be fun. But, yeah. Anyways, that's all I got today. Get rid of my graphic. Thanks, Giancarlo. I appreciate you. Don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. Really need some purchases. Really trying to sell some merchandise here, guys. It's just gotta keep going. That's something I need to consider too, is make. I haven't really sat down to make new art in a little bit, new visual art to sell. That's something that should be on my list, but as you guys hear, I'm putting out so much stuff, or working on so much stuff, that I hope my back catalog of art that's already out there. I mean, there's I think like 15 images or so that I have available up there on various products. So go buy some merch or hit me up for stickers. I have those sticker packs. You have to DM me for those because they're not on the website. But oh yeah, the other thing too is check out the link in the description for donating to Planned Parenthood. They're a really important organization, and they do a lot for both men and women in regards to family planning and reproductive health. And there's a war on them as a whole in the United States. It's kind of terrifying, but yeah. So if you don't mind donating to Planned Parenthood, you win. You're a badass. If you donate to Planned Parenthood, you're awesome. So, anyways, you know what? I just had an idea. Maybe I should work on this. If you show me a receipt that you donated, you don't have to show me all the personal information or anything, but if you can prove that you donated, I'll send you a sticker pack. Anyways. Well, it's Friday. It's Friday, gang. And I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you enjoy your life and the stuff going on. It's crazy out there. Don't forget your sunscreen, and don't forget to bring a towel. Later.